Yo, and welcome back to the third blog in the series about the book Men in the Mating Games, Van Paul. It's on Amazon. This is chapter 2. We've done the intro, first blog. Chapter 1 was my second blog, or CH1. Chapter 2, the words that fall. And while I'm speaking about words, I just want to talk about YouTubers and vloggers on YouTube, just briefly, including myself, because there's everything from experts to lay people. Now, lay people can be some brilliant lay people on YouTube, and there's some lame lay people on YouTube. So just take all the advice you get from me and on YouTube as information that you can process. Now, someone can tell me something that's completely untruthful to me, I can still process it, and find my truth within the mistruth. So this is just a street guide. What I've compiled here, I'm looking down to the laptop, because the ebooks on my laptop here. I think it's like $6 something American, US, on Amazon, and $8.60 something Australian dollars on Amazon. Just enter the title. Now, chapter 2, the words that fall. Words can be an island. That's the subtitle. We need to examine some key words that could encapsulate a man, the ideal man. Just remember, no one's perfect. There's only perfect imperfection or imperfect perfection. But ideal is targeting towards the top of the mountain. As high as you can go anyway. And it depends where your value system is set and your self-value. So, keywords. Now, these words are enacted, not just spoken about and pretended. It's a very important point I'm making there. Honour, respect, integrity. There's 3. Well, you can't get much more important than those words, because without honour, respect, integrity, that come from the inside of the man, and ripple outward. So respect, for example, starts with the self, and then it emanates outward to how they deal with people. If you've got self-respect, you treat people with respect. It's that simple. It's like throw a pebble into a pond. Where the pebble lands is the centre, and the ripple affects the emanation of that thought or energy. So, integrity, also built on the inside. It's not given. There's no candy store or delicatessen with integrity for sale. It's built and learnt and developed. So, look, a man could have 3-story house on the river, 4 Porsches, holiday homes, fantastic job, but if he hasn't got integrity, he's quite poor on the inside. He's not a complete man. So integrity is very important. I'll put it top 1 or 2 personally. Loyalty. I mean, they're all connected with a thread, these words. Loyalty goes one hand in another with integrity, respect. The hardest thing about loyalty is you don't know when you're not there. That's the greatest test of loyalty, is when you're not there. So what they say and do when you're not there about you, or what they do behind your back, but you're not there, so it's harder to see. So loyalty is enacted. Does he honour his word when you're not there? Does he say complimentary things or derogatory things when you're not there? But over time you'll see things just don't add up. Thought, word and action should be in a very strong parallel, congruent line, as mentioned in my last YouTube blog. Dignity. This is an important key quality and often overlooked, because dignity can be sold, and people do sell it in some ways or many ways. Dignity for sale. You see on TV people eating horrible foods for $200. And I don't think once you give your dignity away, whether it's in a sexual way or eating funny on TV or a reality show, I'm pretty sure it's hard to get back, or impossible to get back. It's a long road to get back if you can. But also, if you look at positive words like love, friends, spiritual, they can be the words that fall out of a mouth can still be manipulative. So you've got honour, respect, integrity, dignity, loyalty. Enacted upon, not just spoken and pretended. So look, if you asked 10 people really what love meant, for an example, you might get 10. You could very easily get 10 different answers. Or love can be used to manipulate. I will love you more when. I love you, but. But what? Should love have a but? Maybe it does. Also, look, if you're at a restaurant having a beautiful dinner and a glass of wine with this new man you've just met, make sure, just listen through whether his words cut at someone else's dignity and their respect and honour. I mean, if he's rude to the waitress, or when she walks away says something derogatory about the waitress, or another lady walks in who happens to be, overweight, does he comment on that? He should be telling you how beautiful you are and how enjoying the wine and the moment. So you've got to look for these little signs. They're subtle. But if his mouth moves to attack another person's dignity, then it's got to put a question straight back in his direction. You kind of have to, or you might be heading down the wrong railroad track. And look, the more often he says things that are derogatory towards other people, usually when they're not there as well or out of earshot, the more nasty the worse, the more often the worse. So, but if you look at the word love, if you put the word pure in front of it, then we could be talking. Yes, it's something to work towards, to aspire. Like I said, you've got to be a filter. If you're at the restaurant and he's saying nasty things towards the waitress or his mum, we'll watch out for that one. You've got to look at the mouth they're coming from, the person they're coming from. Right? They're just little message boxes for you. So, but if you put the word pure in front of love, that's something to aspire to, because the word love itself can stand alone in a spectrum of meanings. Same as friends. The word friends. Well, we're just friends. Aren't we just friends? What's their definition of friends first? When someone says, wow, you're so spiritual, is that a compliment, or are they calling you airy-fairy? You can actually feel it most of the time. But you can even see innocent children as young as 3 and 4 using friends in the playground as a manipulation, but it's innocent. It's more innocent. With adults, it can be more slippery, self-serving. Like the quote straight from the book. It's got the laptop right here with the ebook open. Do you want to have a fling with the puppet king? So pure love is playful, open, warm, honest, simple, careful, sincere, nurturing, like a mother's love for a baby or a toddler. That's pretty close to pure love. Where impure love is more manipulative, guilt-leavened, unkind, colder, controlling. That's where narcissism comes in. Deceitful, selfish. So you can see pure love or impure love, it's got both in the word love. Look at the difference. Which brings me to my next point is maturity is also a requirement. Now, I'm not saying every man's mature or immature. You can't just turn 21 and become a mature man. 30, all of a sudden, mature? No. It's a work in progress. I know some young men in their 20s are more mature than men in their 40s and 50s. So it's a work in progress, and how you install positive male traits within you as you develop. And that's really what I'm saying there, is the inner male essence should be matured or maturing. Because look, how many women have I seen marry a guy, have 2 kids with that guy, and now they're complaining they got 3 children because the husband's childish or has to be looked after. Was he overmothered when he was a child? So now he's getting mothered again. Yeah, but if you're sitting down in the cafe 5 years later, 5 years, 6 years of marriage, complaining to your girlfriends about over-mothering your husband and just another child, you're actually complaining about who you said yes to and who you walked down the aisle with. You're actually complaining about your own choices. You're bagging upon your husband is recriminating upon yourself to some degree, or many degrees. So you've got to take responsibility for your own life choices. And also, are you now calling your husband out and his dignity out to your friends? It's just food for thought. So don't find yourself down that cafe, where possible. Now, this book's not a patch-up book, though. Once you've been married for 5 or 6 years, that's the outcome of your choice, or lack of choice, or non-choice. This is actually a preemptive strike for high school girls, women, college, single mums, women have just come out of divorce or had a series of unhealthy relationships and need to become more filtering of who they're with, who they choose, or who they allow to choose them. So you've got to be a filter. There's so many choices out there, but you've got to get the dirty water goes through a filter and becomes clean water. So that's up to you to use this guide and what I'm teaching you now, and these little points of reference to now when you go to the nightclub, the party, the barbecue, that you can actually see some of these good and bad qualities. And over time, they become more apparent. You can't pretend to be cool forever. It's impossible. The energy and the backup would be too hard. So, talking about maturity again, just before I wrap up, I'm just brushing over chapter 2. I'm going to talk about maturity a bit more down the line in the next YouTube posts, but I'll talk about cliches and truisms. If you meet a guy who uses a lot of cliches, it's all good, they throw off cliches and truisms. Now, if they use a lot of those, it doesn't mean they're a complete and utter flog straight away. It could be a nice guy. It still could be a nice guy. They're just hiding behind someone else's words. They're little pieces of information. So, I mean, these cliches and truisms go around. The masses use them. They become trendy and popular for a while, and then there's another one comes by. It's all good. That was another one. That was one that was going around for a while. Still is. It's all good. That's impossible for everything to be all good. It displaces the yin-yang of nature. The opposites. Well, money makes the world go round. Last time I Googled it, gravity made the world go round. So this one really does get to me a little bit. Children should only speak when spoken to. My view on that is no, they are free little people, Buster. Sometimes when you're sitting around with a group of guys and having a beer, women are hard work. They're so hard to work out. Well, last time I checked, they were humans. People. Hello. And also, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Well, last time I searched that on the internet, we were all from planet Earth, looking at the same sun and the same moon. So this is examples. Now, if a guy is a cliche artist, doesn't mean he's a bad guy. But if that cliche artist is attached to gorilla and immature male, gorilla behaviour, immature behaviour, then behold the modern ape. So also someone who possibly could be an information gatherer as well. Are they sort of listening to other people's stories and gathering information so they can disseminate them? Now there's a lot of innocent information disseminators that can do just as much harm, innocently spreading other people's details and life around. The information gatherer can do a lot of harm. But the one that's actually spreading information through sort of manipulation, there you need to excommunicate them. Whether that's a guy, even a girlfriend. So, did you hear about Mary? I don't really want to hear about Mary. She can tell me about it. So there's either intent or non-intent there, but both can actually end up very similar ways. Just that lack of verbal control. So chapter 3, that was a real skim over chapter 2. Chapter 3, the harmless male, is the next vlog. No tender petals shall I crush. Now there's a link to this page. My prop collapsed there. Link to this page down below, or just go to Amazon, and then if you have the book, then it's helping bounce off this vlog, and you can ask me some questions. I'll give you some more contact details later in my YouTube journey, and we'll speak soon for the harmless male, no tender petal shall I crush. Bye for now.